Hello and welcome back to another Omniheroes video. In this video we're just going to go through stage 295 of the Lost City event, and hopefully it will help you in clearing a couple of these different stages as well. So let's jump straight in. Hopefully we'll be able to clear it. Who knows though, we may not have the units required, but we'll persevere anyway. So Mystifiers, the team setup that I would typically go for includes these three, and the reason that it includes these three is because Sandra, Talos and Dullahan all have the Monarch synergy. So if you don't know the Monarch synergy, the way that it works is if you have 3, an ally unit will not take damage exceeding 60% of max HP in a single instance of damage. So it adds to the survivability of the Monarch of the Mystifiers team. I will then include Astrid. Astrid you can pick up from the Oracle shop. It's just been recently added in the last update, and Catherine as well. So Catherine is a very powerful unit, giving attack, a much needed attack to the entire Mystifiers team. Now what I'm going to do, because we have 4 Monarchs on this team in Astrid, Sandra, Talos and Dullahan, I'm going to take out Sandra, and the reason that I'm going to take out Sandra is so I can put Mulan in, and we can go ahead and use Crown. We'll go ahead and use, I would say, Mirror. If you don't have Mirror, you can also use Book, but I'm going to use Mirror, and then I will be using Knight's Edge as well. So we'll go ahead and see how this works. If we do get stuck, I can always take out the Mirror, and I can replace it with another burst type relic. But what I would suggest, if you don't have these legendary artifacts, or legendary relics, sorry, I'd suggest getting those as quickly as you can. Now the reason that I've included Mulan is because of the burn damage. As you can see, our backline units here are applying burn damage or burn ticks, and that's why they've lost more health this time round than they would have previously, because burn stacks. Now, Mulan is a very powerful unit within this synergy, and would be even more powerful, I suspect, if I had her at 8 stars. I currently do not, but as you can see, we've applied burn to all of our enemies here, and it seems as though we're doing enough damage. We may not do enough damage to finish off now that Catherine is gone. So potentially swapping her around with Astrid. We do get the stun and the taunt as well. Very powerful abilities. And we do apply that burn. So that burn does 5% damage. Oof. So it does 5% damage per round. So it looks like we weren't able to complete this one. So what we'll do is we will take out Mulan and see how Atrops deals with this as well. Go ahead and skip. So it looks like changing out Mulan for Atrops is the way to go on this one. Adding in Atrops gives Catherine the Striker synergy, which makes her a much more powerful unit. Now, next stage, Dawnbringers. I have covered Dawnbringers previously, but what I'm going to do in this one is, so Dawnbringers, we want to go you, and you, and then we'll go into our Ethereal synergy and go you2. If you don't have Eudora, then you can replace Eudora with any damage dealer, really. You can try popping Ellie in, you can try popping Portia in as well. Portia's recently received quite a large buff, but we're going to keep Eudora in as of now, and we'll go with our Ethereal relics. There you go, and last one, we can go with increased HP. Now the reason I've got these two on the front, I think I'm going to switch these two round, is just so that our main damage dealers and main healers and support units in Katrina and Karnak do in fact stay alive, is the primary point of that. So as you can see, we are doing shield damage. That's why the damage here is in blue. And hopefully we'll start picking up damage, and we'll start picking up shielding when Atrox kicks in. Not having too much damage dealt to us here by the enemy units, but that might change. Yeah, so as you can see, 4 of our 5 units have been taunted by Solomon, which is a very powerful ability, but hopefully we'll be able to follow up with, yep, Dorabella, finishing things off. Katrina, unlocked now that Solomon is down, and increasing our shield strength. As you can see, enemies aren't able to get through our shield strength. Very powerful ability indeed from Katrina, and that's through her red runes. If you don't have her red runes, I would suggest picking up either her epic or red runes through the evolve mechanic. And that's what I've done, and the reason for that is because she has the same effect on her red runes as Macaria does. So Macaria increases shield strength by 50%, and if we increase Katrina's attack as well as increasing shield strength, just means that our shields will effectively be nigh unstoppable. The other unit that you could put in here would, instead of Atrox, could potentially be the new Audrey unit from last season. We do get 2 executions here from Karnak, that's fantastic. And then Eudora procking, hopefully doing some big damage. Yep, and Dorabella here able to follow up, and looks like Dorabella has done the most damage out of all of them, and that's because I do have almost her red runes. I have 3 out of 4. So what can we have a look at here? Do we have any Celestial and Deviants, Avengers, Celestials, Doomsdays? So we don't need this Ethereal team anymore. What we can do, we can run through the Ethereal stage with this exact same lineup, and it's going to be basically the same. So we'll go ahead, finish this off in 3 rounds. Dorabella again doing the most damage. Now we've done effectively all of the ones that we need to for the Ethereal composition, so we can go ahead and remove these. And this is Verdinians. So what we're going to do is go Nawi, Twins, we'll go Talinas, Audrey, and we're going to pop Merlin in there as well. And the reason that we're going to pop Merlin in there, because he does hit the criteria for Verdinian, but also he does have the Monarch synergy. So we have 4 Monarchs. We're going to go Shield, and we're going to go with Hand of Tyr as well. So very powerful lineup of artifacts. Of relics. I've got the season stuff embedded in me at the moment, but we can use the ones here. If you don't have shield, you can replace that with the Lear, so the harp. If you don't have spear, you can use the lantern as well. So Kamir's lantern, I think it's called. I would definitely suggest, if you don't have a copy of Hand of Tyr, please get Hand of Tyr. If you don't have a copy of Audrey, or if you don't have a copy, so if you don't have a copy of Audrey, you can also obtain a copy of Macaria to replace Audrey in this particular lineup, or you can use Atrox as well. So as you can see, shield strength is very high, with thanks to Audrey dishing that out, as well as the shield. I do love that stun mechanic, really do. It's super impactful for me. So we get the healing, which will pump Audrey's attack up even more. So the way that Audrey functions, whenever a unit on your team heals, she gets 25% of that healing as well. And whenever she gains shield, she'll dish out 25% of that shield to your ally team as well. Now, if you do have her her epic runes, then she will steal a percentage of health whenever the enemies heal as well. So effectively, her runes have the leech life, or whatever it's called. Really powerful effect. But as you can see, not able to do much damage to us, and even if they were, each instance of damage can't do more than I think it's 40% of max HP. So a very powerful ability. And we get the stun here from Talinas, such a powerful ability. It's if she has 12 stacks of attack or higher, she will then stun for 2 rounds, which can be very impactful as well. So now we're here doing the most, but Merlin doing just a bit under, which is surprising. Merlin I've always written off as sort of a B tier unit, but with the most recent, not the most recent, but with recent updates, he's become much better at what he's supposed to do. Now let's go ahead and see if we can use this same team. We can use a variation of this team to get through, but Shadow Arcs here on the next one, and it's Shadow Arcs Survivors 5 with HP 60% or above. Now I was given a team of Shadow Arcs in Mavis, Halissa, Sandra, and then bear with me for just 1 second. Yeah, so these are your core units that you would be using. So Sandra, Halissa, Mavis, and then you can fill out the rest. For me, I think I'd rather have the coherence in Persephone, Solomon, and Mavis. We'll go ahead and pop Atrops in, and if this does fail, we can always pop him. We can always go ahead and pop him Janna instead. And the reason that you'd put Janna in is because of the longevity and the fact that she does bring summons to the table. So go ahead, pop him Sphere, Spear, and Hand of Tyr. If you don't have Spear, absolutely, I completely get it. You can use Blades of Chaos as well. But I'm going to use Sphere this time, and just see how well this one goes. If we don't get the victory, I may potentially replace the Spear with Blades of Chaos as well, just because they're such a reliable relic. Given that Holy Shield, it may be worth it in the long run. So we get triggers here from Spear and Sphere. We get our healing. Giving Sal that damage buff and attack buff that he does need. And there we go, so we retained our buffs here. And now Sal does get his damage buff and fortitude effects. So good misses there, hopefully some taunts. So we did get 2 taunts. And we did about half damage, or half health damage, which should be absolutely fine. We do have Mavis on the team as well. Fortunately, that fortitude effect kicking in, and we do get the healing from Atrops as well, as well as from Persephone. Now, if you don't know, there is a Light Seeker synergy with regards to Atrops. So when you level up her attack, or when you level up her Light Seeker synergy through multiple copies or through the Awaken tokens, you will also get a healing effect, which is just perfect for Sal specifically. It's really important, especially in PvP. And we did get the stun here, unfortunately. No kill. Oh, that's a shame. So this is a loss. So what we're going to do is, as you can see, we would have done if we had enough survivors, but we're going to swap Mavis and we're going to swap Persephone. The reason for that is because of Percival effectively being a sniper for the enemy team. So let's go ahead and try that again, see if this works. No, so Persephone down again. That is unfortunate. So Yeah, so it is Persephone that's the problem. Let's go ahead and try this again, but what we'll do is we'll switch around Persephone and Atrops and just see if that leads to a victory, and it does. So it looked like the two, so the slot 3 and slot 5 were the problem, and we just needed recursion in those. And what I mean by recursion is survivability, so they can keep coming back, or just have tremendously high health. So this is Celestials and Deviants. So let's go ahead. In fact, I'm going to play my favourite team in... Where's it gone? Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and play my favourite team, which has no actual synergies involved in it. It's just purely strikers. So where have you gone? You, and we'll add in Lachesis as well. We'll just see how this works. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The reason that I like this team is because it is a 4 strikers build, with Lachesis in the middle here, providing the support and the healing required as well. We do have Seraphina, who will also heal, but what we want is Lachesis' ultimate ability, removing that holy shield to prepare the way for Sal when he does his big attack, and then followed up by Catherine. So that's fantastic. We do get the leech effect, and we get some massive buffs here as well. You can replace Lachesis with Astrid as well, which will be very impactful damage wise, so we'll be able to do massive damage. That is a shame. So we were able to do it in 6 rounds, but we needed survivors as well. So potentially what we can do, we can take these out. We'll go ahead, swap you for shield, and go ahead and do a Glorians build here for full survivability. Let's just see how this works out anyway, because hopefully we've got our 3 monarchs, so we're not going to be able to do, we're not going to take as much damage. We did still finish it off in 6 rounds, but in the previous match, but again, that's not the point of this. So we'll get our unfortunately no proc from Nawi to remove those holy shields, which I guess in this case is a good thing. We do get our max HP increase, followed up by shield, which gives us 75% shielding. So as you can see, enemies not being able to do too much to us, too much damage, or not being able to get through those shields. We do increase our shield strength again, and no proc. But I guess hopefully if we steal those that shielding from the enemy, it'll make it much easier to take them down. And there we go, we get the stuns off as well. So that stunned 3. So it's effectively 8 stuns, and we do lose a lot of our buffs here. The reason for that is because the enemy has 2 celestial units on it, Incarnate and in Helios as well, and enemies do lose buffs. Sorry, we will lose our buffs, and they will lose any debuffs that we've placed on them every time a unit of theirs dies. However, fortunately we've still got the stun. They're losing 10%, so now we procking here, and hopefully this 1 Starnard won't be able to finish things off. Nope, we're all good. So as you can see, we're not doing nearly as much damage, only through that Nawi, but we did have the full survivability here as well. So let's move on to the next one, which is Avengers. There is another Celestials, and this is the same condition, so we'll effectively skip this one because we've already seen it in action. And now we do have the Avengers, so let's go ahead and build ourselves an Avengers team. Take you out, and we'll put Orb back in, or the Sphere back in. And then we'll go you, you and Althea as well. So we're going to move Mavis to the front because she's going to want to die as much as possible. Go ahead and play. So let's see how effective this Avengers team is. If worse comes to worse, we can replace Althea with Atropos as well. And what that will do, it'll just increase the max attack of all of our units. So we do get Spear triggering. If you don't have a copy of Spear, I've done a review on it. Please go and check that video out. But I really suggest picking up a copy of Sphere as soon as you can. You get it through the rebate, or not the rebate, but you get it through the what's it called? Mystic Forge. Go ahead and summon it on there, and you also get a copy of the most recent relic as well at 25 summons. According to people on the Discord, it'll take about, shame. Yeah, I think this one is a loss potentially. No, under 5 rounds. Looks like it worked. Mavis there doing the most damage, even though Sar went down. Mavis, what an incredible unit. I've really fallen in love with Mavis, especially when you get it to 12 stars. It's just absolutely fantastic. So this is Dooms. And I think a full Dooms lineup is the most proficient with where we're at the moment. So we'll go Madeline as well. I'm going to swap Doris with Madeline. The reason that Doris goes here is because then she's protected by the summon from Madeline. We're going to put Aisha in slot 1 because she's the tankiest, and Lamia here against Helios because Helios does do big damage, and she can apply Sanctuary as well. So we will go to our Doom's relics. Shield, really important relic, so is Leviathan, and we'll go Scales as well. But really important relic for both Dooms and for your Glorians as well, especially in with the most recent unit updates. So hopefully we can get a silence on these two. No silence, unfortunately. Is what it is. And enemies are losing health based on the amount of attack that they do. So that is Dragon down, but we do get the increase in damage, health, and shields as well. With Halissa, she is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic unit. So we're going to increase our reflect rate. As you can see, it's up to 790% now. Enemies are doing a fair chunk of damage. As you can see, Helios here doing the most. So Vital Drain hopefully will be applied. No, unfortunately not. Get our shield in for our front line units. Really powerful effect because it's 75% health. 75% of the HP that your ally has will be converted into shields. And unfortunately, my Lamia doesn't have her exclusive runes. I think she will be the next one that I go for to get those exclusive runes. Really powerful effects. And unfortunately, Corrode does take out our Madeline, but the effect is still active of backline units having their health increased. Or at least having damage reduction as well. So no silences, unfortunately. But we've got 2 tanky units at the front. Unfortunately, Madeline down. Not Madeline, Doris down. But I think at this point we should be able to finish off Helios next time he does attack as well. It's a shame we couldn't get. We couldn't get Boji down with that attack. But it is what it is. We do get shield increase. And we're on 7, so that is a fail. We were close though. Had we got any silences, I believe we would have been able to push through. So let's go ahead and see if this same setup will work. Nope, so we're out, and then let's go ahead and see. If not, I'm going to replace Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Halliser putting in the work there. I think a lot less misses. So that is it for chapter 295 and all of the units I can do. Wasn't able to do the Strikers synergy, but again, I showed off the Strikers team previously. It's it's that the Sal team, but you can use any striker, including Nawi as well. Very powerful, very powerful. But that's it. If you've got any comments or any queries, please do leave them below. If you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, be really appreciated. Thanks for watching. You have a good day.